Yo, what it do, YouTube? It's your boy again, Chris. Here back with some more Chris Wrestling views today, you guys. I'm gonna be doing my WWE WWE Monday Night Raw review from last night. I know I'm doing it a day late, you guys, and I haven't been doing my reviews normally as I'm supposed to. Been busy handling other things, but I am back. That's all that it matters. Also make sure you check out my next video as well. I'm gonna go ahead and give you heads up. It's gonna be over the WWE Fast Lane, which is this Sunday, live, of course, I believe so. Um, at 8/7 Central, or is it 7/6 Central? Well, whatever. But make sure you watch it, you guys, and stay tuned for any more news that comes out. So let's go ahead and talk about me giving my viewpoints overall last night. Of course, there was a promo, with Bobby Lashley, MVP, Miz and Morrison, Drew McIntyre, and basically it just start off about how you know how McIntyre wants to beat Bobby Lashley at WrestleMania, and it was also said that how uh it was saying that how McIntyre defeated Lesnar in 5 minutes at the last year's WrestleMania, and like at the end of it, Bobby Lashley walks up the ramp, then he get beat up by Sheamus, then the Miz beats down Drew McIntyre, and then the reason behind that is Sheamus. The reason why Sheamus attacked Bobby Lashley is because he said Drew McIntyre. He's tired of Drew McIntyre's mouth, and that he wants to shut him up for good. And their longtime friendship and blah blah blah. But then again, after the end, it gets to the first match. The first match last night on Raw, you guys, was the Miz versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre does a reverse Alabama slam. Drew sets up the Claymore, but Morrison pulls the Miz out of harm's way. The ref then kicks John Morrison out from ringside. Claymore on Miz, then uses, but then uses not Lesnar, Lashley's finisher, and points at the camera, and just basically messing with Bobby Lashley. So. But my overview on this one right here, you guys, Mir versus Drew McIntyre, I have to give this a 2.2 simply because we already knew Drew McIntyre was gonna win, and that's a fact. Of course, we already knew that was gonna happen. Where we already know that the Miz was gonna win this one. Also with I mean not Drew McIntyre, also with John Morrison, him not being where he's supposed to be, you guys. It it really just I think that John Morrison should just go elsewhere and become that superstar he was when he was in Lucha Underground, of course. And he was I think he was Johnny Nitro over there, and he was doing an incredible job. But WWE doesn't want him to be the superstar as he was in another professional wrestling company. But they just wanted to see him down and be with Miz and try to do that Miz and Morrison thing again. But then again, it is not working, you guys. So hopefully, um, sooner rather than later, WWE finds something to do with John Morrison and make John Morrison that superstar that he really is, and not be under the Miz all the time. But it is what it is. So, like I said, give that match a 2.2. All right, let's get down to the next thing. Was the backstage thing where Braun Strowman comes out and says, "Well, he made fun of Shane McMahon. Uh, you know, After then, Braun said he wanted to challenge Shane McMahon tonight in a match, and then of course Shane McMahon said he accepts the match, and was still picking at Braun Strowman, making fun of just Braun Strowman himself. Then again, we had an in-ring thing where it was Nia Jackson, Shayna Baszler. They ended up coming at the commentary table. And then the second match we had on Raw was Lana and Naomi versus Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke. So basically, guys, this match just went like this. Dana Brooke ends up hitting a spinning net breaker on Lana, and end up winning. I have to give that match a 1 point. Man, I hate to do this, but I have to get this match a 1.5 because I mean it wasn't I mean, it wasn't a good match at all, to say the least. It was just something just to put up there, just to put up there. But then again, it is what it is. So let's go on to the next thing, you guys. Well, actually, let me back up a little bit. Mandy Rose and Dana Brooke, they are a great tag team. Hopefully, WWE will, at least let them hold their titles at least once or twice. Then, of course, we got Lana and Naomi. They already had their tag team title shot, but it's a good thing to see Naomi and Lana on their team together instead of, Lana being by herself and all that good stuff. But let's go ahead and continue on. The third match they had of the night, you got last night on Raw, was Kofi Kingston and that Xavier Woods New Day versus Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander, members of the Hurt Business. So basically went like this last night. You guys, Trouble in Paradise on Kofi Kingston hit Trouble in Paradise on Shelton Benjamin, and then hits the Daybreak, and then new WWE tag team champions Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the New Day, wins their titles back once again, you guys. And that right there, I have to give that a 2.7. I wasn't expecting, them to win back the tag titles. I thought Shelton Benjamin and Cedric Alexander would have retained last night, but it was an upset. It was something. It didn't shock me, but it was like, oh wow, they did change it. But then again, like I said, you guys, it was pretty cool. So let's go on to the next thing, you guys. After that match, AJ Styles comes out. After New Day won the tag team titles, of course, with Omos, and AJ congratulated the New Day, and AJ Styles says that Omos came up with an idea, and the idea was significantly the New Day. Uh, they want to have AJ Styles and Omos versus the New Day for the Raw Tag Team titles at Fastlane. And Kofi Kingston questions you know, Omos and has he ever did this or whatever, but it is what it is. So Xavier Woods said that he accepts the match where it's going to be Omos and AJ Styles versus Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, the New Day at Fastlane. All right, so let's go on. There was a backstage thing with Damian Priest, Bad Bunny, Miz and Morrison, then R-Truth. All right, so David Priest and Bad Bunny were talking, and Miz and Morrison comes up. Then they, talk. They joke around back. They joke around backstage with each other about Miz losing, his WWE championship. And then R-Truth comes up with the Stone Cold gear, cause it was 316 day. Um, and R-Truth, of course, had a beer, and then he had the Stone Cold, the smoking skull belt of Stone Cold's, and then after then, Bad Bunny tells R Truth that told R Truth, I really respect you, but you can have this title back. So he basically relinquished the title over to R Truth, and R Truth was so happy, and it was crazy. And then after then, you guys, we see like Drew Gulak and who else was it? I think it was Grand Metalik I seen, and Akira Tozawa. We also seen them start running after our truth once again, as we used to. We haven't seen it about like a month or so, you guys, since that happened. And so it was so crazy, you guys, that we seen Drew Gulak run, almost like ran into the little wall thing back there backstage. I was like, what in the world? But then again, you guys, it was pretty cool little segment. But I think I found the reason why Bad Bunny relinquished the title back to our truth. I'm gonna tell you why here. So basically uh it so I mean it was just like it was I'm trying to find it, you guys. Well, it basically doesn't say a reason why, but um it's a good thing that R-Truth does have it back. So there was Damian Priest versus Jackson Riker. Um so Damian Priest ends up winning. I have to get that match a 1.7. You know, he hit the his finisher move, 1.7 on that match. Nothing too great about that, but you know, I'm gonna keep on rolling. The fifth match, you guys, I talked about it earlier. Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman, you guys. Shane McMahon is in the ring. Braun Strowman comes out next. After Braun Strowman comes out, uh, that's when Shane McMahon go running around the ring. Braun ends up catching Shane McMahon and knock, and after then Braun Strowman gets out the ring, start running around like he was a train or something like he used to do, of course, you guys. And after then, that's when Shane McMahon, I mean, knocked the mess out of Braun Strowman with one of the cameras that the camera guys were holding, and then he pours that Nickelodeon slime. I mean, I know most of you guys possibly watched Nickelodeon back when you were younger, or if you still watch it now, you all know about that green slime that that had that Braun Strowman had on him. And then Shane McMahon tells Braun Strowman, "Don't you ever challenge me to a match again." So we possibly gonna see them fight at Fastlane, you guys as well. All right, so the sixth match that happened tonight, well, on last night's Raw, Oscar versus Shayna Baszler. I'm gonna tell you something about Shayna Baszler, guys. So let me go ahead and tell you what happened. I give that match a 1.5. Oscar wins. Um, Oscar ends up, end up winning the match. But I'm saying like, okay, with Shayna Baszler, she had the careful to clutch locked in, but she had like when she have her hands in the like she have the move she does the careful to clutch, but she have her arms too wide up and she starts to lean back and she ends up pinning her own self. I mean, it's like in her shoulder, like I said, basically her shoulders is on the mat after she go for the careful to clutch. She have both shoulders, and then that's how Oscar end up winning, and hopefully Shayna will realize that and possibly change her ways. And Oscar definitely needs to fight someone, you guys, at WrestleMania, at Fastlane, or whichever one of these pay-per-views, you guys, that she needs to fight someone, because Oscar can't keep on holding that belt. She cannot keep on holding that belt. I don't said it's time and time again. She haven't defended her title since November. That thing, like I said, with Alexa Bliss, don't even count. So, yep, let's keep on rolling. We had a United States title match: Ali versus Matt Riddle. Matt Riddle ends up winning with a bro Derek. Matt Riddle comes out, of course, with his scooter. Mustafa Ali, of course, comes out with the other members of Retribution, such as Slapjack. And then you have T-Bar, Mace, and Reckoning, which I feel as if um the I really feel as if they are going to turn on Mustafa Ali, because how he was bother just messing with them, saying, "I'm going to show you how to win the match," and all that stuff, whatever, end up losing, getting hit with the bro Derek by Riddle, Matt Riddle, I still call him. But then again, so let's go on to the main event, you guys. The eighth match they had on Raw, which was Sheamus versus Bobby Lashley. So basically, Sheamus tried to set up for the brogue kick, and Bobby Lashley hits a spear in midair, and Bobby Lashley ends up defeating the Celtic Warrior Sheamus. And after the match, you guys, Drew McIntyre comes out and stares at Bobby Lashley, and then ends up not Claymoring him, to close the show. So let me go back to the Ali versus Riddle match. That rating right there, I have to give that match. I have to get a match at 1.7 simply because it was okay, but it is what it is. And then on the Sheamus versus Bobby Lashley, well, Sheamus versus the Almighty Bobby Lashley match, I have to give that match a two. It was a pretty, it was a pretty okay match. No matches weren't good on Raw last night, but it is what it is. 1 out of 10 stars for the whole show, you guys. I have to give it a 1 out of 10 stars. I have to give it a 6.2 out of the whole show. Nothing really wasn't interesting me on last night's Raw, but it was okay Raw. But thank you all for listening to Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Make sure that you tell your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, whomever you guys, your friends of friends of friends of friends of friends to subscribe here to Chris Wrestling Views. Those are the three ways on your screen that you can be able to contact me. You got my Twitter right there, Chris WV9. Then you got my Facebook wrestling group where you can join me along with tons of other friends on there. Go ahead and hit invite. I would definitely accept you inside the group. Post what you feel, professional wrestling wise. Also, if you want to ask me any questions, you can do that as well in my Chris Wrestling group. Then you have my Instagram, Chris King 9. You guys, make sure you follow me on there, and just make sure, like I say, you subscribe and hit that notification bell as well. Thank you all for watching Chris Wrestling Views here on YouTube.com. And like I said, make sure you check out my next video as well. And I will see y'all later.